Welcome to another video, and we are T-minus 1 days from sprites coming into the game, messing up the whole format. So until they do, I wanted to show people that Mermail Atlanteans is still a viable deck, because I see the Discord for this deck and people are like doomsaying. They're like, this deck's terrible, you can't play it anymore, they banned Toad, you know, the deck is dead. It's not dead. Yo, just watch, you'll see. Alright, you gotta have faith. Opponent going first, they're playing Sword Soul. You know, Sword Soul, very good deck, and probably still going to be good for the rest of the year. With TCG bannings happening right now, hitting, you know, the Terilments deck, I think Sword Soul and TCG probably has a pretty good shot of coming back being relevant too. So Sword Soul going to keep doing Sword Soul things, because, you know, I think this is kind of the baseline for what Konami sees as like a fair deck. So yeah, if you're playing Sword Soul, just keep doing your thing, having fun. Opponent burning us. Setting a trap, probably Blackout. So we probably got Blackout, Sword Soul, Grandmaster, Baron de Fleur, and we got a handful of Atlantean Runicks, and we're going to show the power of Atlanteans. Alright, now we're going to start, because we got a lot of Runicks in our hand. We gotta bait the negates, and we gotta clear the field so we can do some summoning. So let's start with the Runick tip. Now, if opponent chooses to negate the tip, not the end of the world. If opponent doesn't negate the tip, also good. See what they do, they let it go. Alright, so we're gonna get Flashing Fire. Flashing Fire gonna let us pop a special summon monster on the field, so we can pop the Baron or the Grandmaster. Now now we're gonna try and bait the negates here. So Banish and Call by, we're gonna activate Runick Fountain. If opponent negates the Fountain with the Baron, then we can summon Doggle Boy. Doggle Boy will return this from our graveyard to our hand. And all that's left on the field will be the Grandmaster negate. We can easily pop Grandmaster with Flashing Fire. So we got to think of our play pattern. All right, what are we doing here? So bait the negate with the Runick Fountain, opponent not falling for it. So now we're going to want to draw with the Fountain, and Baron can negate the Fountain draw, I believe. Maybe not. When a card or effect is activated, yeah, Baron can negate the Fountain activation. So we're going to pop the Baron to clear it so we can draw with the Fountain, hopefully draw into a Mermail starter. See where we go from there. Alright, so let's get popping. Opponent gonna use the Baron negate. Alright, yeah, I mean, they kind of had to use the negate there. And we're gonna chain our droplet to special summon a Runick. No real reason to chain it, just fun, more exciting. Let's summon the Doggle Boy. And now we got 3 Runick spells in our graveyard. We're gonna activate the Fountain, draw 3. Get drawn. Alright, drawn 2 Ash Blossom and a Prince. So Prince can be a starter on his own, but we're going to summon the heavy infantry first, get a few more bodies on field, because we do know that opponent has at least one negate with the Grandmaster, and I'm expecting this to be Blackout, so he's going to want to use his Grandmaster negate first, then activate Blackout, pop his Grandmaster, pop 2 things in our field. So we want lots of bodies, so we have stuff left to do our plays with. So let's summon the heavy, normal summon Prince, activate Prince. Alright, here it comes. Grandmaster going to banish. Negate the Prince effect to add to hand, that is okay. We really wanted to search for the Dragoons here. Dragoon Search going to activate. And because opponent negated, we're just going to get the Lapis Dragon. He's going to special summon himself to the field here. And now we got a whole plethora of options. We got 5, 2, 1, 4. We could go into all sorts of different synchros here. 5, 6, 7 would let us make the Prima Donna. We could give our opponent a card, special summon a card from the deck. We could go into all sorts of things. We could go into Baron, we could go into a Dragite, negate the back row, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, give up all our boys here, go into the Dragite. But what makes the most sense in this position, I think, is to go into Supreme Sovereign, because if he activates this and it's Blackout not able to really pop the Che-Ying, so let's go for that. 4, 5, 1, adds up to 10. That's quick math. Supreme Sovereign. On the field, opponent going to activate Imperm. Not sure why they're activating Imperm in response to the Supreme Sovereign. They could have done it in response to an attack, although we have lost our battle phase. Opponent may have forgotten. We're going to activate our Smiting Storm now. Special summon the Huggin. And no real reason to Huggin here. We just want to keep a variety in our extra deck. We are playing 2 Huggin, 2 Doggle Boy, a Moonin, and that's our Runick extra deck. So we're going to use this to make a nice little Verte. That's right. Verte. I love him. And if I can fit Verte into a deck, I'm going to do it. Opponent out of negates here. In this deck, especially good because we lose our battle phase. We need a way to recursively pop things. So let's get popping. Pop the Grandmaster. And we're going to set this, and we need to clear out this Baron. Baron going to pop stuff on our field, kind of annoying, might pop the Runick Fountain. And we also kind of have to deal with this Ashuna in the graveyard, so we're going to do some sneaky plays. Toggle on in the opponent's standby phase. Make sure to go to battle. I always would forget this when I started playing this deck. You have to go to your battle phase, even though it's skipped, to properly skip it. And in the standby phase, we're going to banish Mo Yi from the graveyard, negate Mo Yi effect. So if opponent has a Mo Yi in hand, it's dead now. And trigger Che Yang, gonna banish that Baron, banish that Ashuna in the graveyard, so opponent has nothing going on. They're gonna have to play only with their hand. We still got the DPE. Opponent going for the Vashuda, very dangerous here. Vashuda able to return our DP or the Che Yang to the extra deck, so we do have to keep our toggle on, pop the Tenyi Monk. So let's get popping. Keep them from having a normal monster. If they have a normal monster on field, the Vashuda will be able to return our Supreme Sovereign to hand. Opponent special summoning an Ecclesia. We are going to negate that with Ash Blossom. And hopefully opponent's out of plays here. Still 2 cards, still have their normal summon, but if they have a Mo Yi, it's not going to work. And looks like opponent's out of plays. Well, we did it. DP coming back. Now, unfortunately, we are just shy of lethal damage. We're not really able to do any synchro plays at the moment because we don't have any Runicks to summon. So we're just going to go for as much damage as possible. Hope our Che Yang DPE is enough on the opponent's turn. Let's hit him all the way down. All the way down. There we go. Get him all the way down. The nice little 400 life points. Opponent, what do you got? Opponent passing, no action. Love to see it. Alright, let's get in for lethal with the nice little Verte. And that was a sweet game. Alright, stick around. If you doubt, if you think that this is some sort of fluke, stick around, show you more gameplay, and I'll have the deck list at the end of the video. Let's get going. Alright. Looks like we are going first. So let's set up. We got the optimal hand here with some Runick spells, 2 Runick spells, and a Prince. It's going to let you do lots of sick plays. So let's get the Fountain. Get the Fountain online, but unfortunately, Lapis Dragon in hand. Lapis Dragon in hand means we will not be able to do sweet Prince plays because we can't special summon Lapis to field. So luckily, we got a nice little Octo Boy. Gonna let us do a sneaky level 10 synchro summon. He looks like he's level 1, but he's secretly level 8. Going into the Supreme Sovereign, Runick Slumber, gonna get us a Doggo Boy. Gonna give us a nice little Pot of Greed. Loving the Runick Pot of Greed. And let's pass a turn. See if the opponent can get through. Supreme Sovereign. Opponent. Very interesting setting. A bunch of back row. What is this? What is this nonsense? Now, we got 2 Runick spells, but we don't have any monsters to activate these effects on. So we're going to have to be a little sneaky. Let's Deep Sea Diva. Opponent. Ash Blossom and the Diva. Alright, well that is going to interrupt our plays and chaining Macrocosmos. Well, this looks like someone who is trying to beat Runicks, because every card sent to the graveyard is banished instead is like Runick Killer. This is Runick Murder. Opponent is trying to play anti-Runicks. Well, let's see if Runick Mermail Atlanteans can beat anti-Runicks. Let's go into Verte. Activate the Supreme Sovereign, because he saw cards get banished when we Link summoned. Those monsters got banished because of the Macrocosmos. So that triggered Supreme Sovereign's effect to banish a card from field and graveyard. Luckily that Ash Blossom was in there. Let's make the DP. And this is the ultimate board here. We got popping, and we got Supreme Sovereign banishing. Let's pop our opponent's back row. Cursed Seal when a spell card is activated. Discard a spell, negate the activation, and destroy it. Opponent clearly didn't have a spell to discard, or I'm sure they would have negated our Runicks. Oh wait, no they couldn't. We didn't activate any. We went first, they couldn't do it. Alright, well opponent, I'm sorry, your anti-Runick tech not going to work right now. Passing to the opponent. Opponent activating Dimensional Fissure. trying to send any monster sent to the graveyard banished instead. This is some very banish heavy prison. Let's DPE pop the other back row. Get popping. Not really worried about that. Opponent's other card was Dice It, rolling a dice to do some nonsense. What is that? Alright, well, you know what? We got him. Another win for the Runick Atlanteans. Let's go. If you like the channel, be sure to subscribe, because I will have some very cool sprite decks coming up. Hopefully sprites are good. We'll see. Opponent going first and playing Labyrinth. Getting their little Labyrinth field spell. And setting some back row, presumably. Alright. Let's give it our shot here. Activate the Fountain. Opponent activating Welcome Labyrinth. We are going to Ash Blossom negate. And opponent giving up. Oh, opponent. Come on. Alright, look. Don't be like this person. Don't give up. You can't win if you give up this easily. Let's go on to the next game. You gotta believe in yourselves. Don't just think, you know, maybe just because they saw us playing Runick, they're like, ah, Runick, that's it. I can't be Runick, I'm out. They don't even know we're playing spicy Runick. I want to play in pendulums. Now, whenever I see pendulums, I want to give up. I want to get out of here. I'm like, pendulums, give me PTSD. They have so many words, I don't know what they do. But you know what? Stick with it. You gotta stick with it too. Opponent, doing some very spicy things with Diviner Herald. Summoning some fairy monsters in a Trias Hierarchia. Alright. And Sulfa Chords. This seems like some jank. This is some nonsense. I've never seen a deck like this. Opponent going to Electromite. I'm talking about cards that should be banned. Why did Electromite live and Toad die? Answer me this. Opponent summoning Astrograph Sorcerer. And getting their Mystical Beast Jackal. Jackal is negates, I believe. Sulfa Chord Kulia and Dreamia. And they're going to link into Beyond the Pendulum. Means they're going to do an actual Pendulum summon here. Opponent showing off every aspect of the Pendulums here. With their 4 monsters in the extra deck still. Pendulum summoning. Getting that Jackal. Getting that Sulfa Chord Angelia. Getting a Fancia. Putting more cards into their extra deck, and going into an Appaloosa. Alright, so really cool board here. Going first, they got negates with the Appaloosa. They don't have any counters on the Jackal, but if we activate our Runick spells, it gets spell counters, and if it has 2 spell counters on it, it can negate monster effects. So we gotta be real careful here to take this board apart. We draw Heavy Infantry. Let's start with the Flashing Fire. This does mean we're going to give up our battle phase, so no battle phase interactions here, but I don't think we have a good battle phase play, so let's give up our battle phase, start activating. So Flashing Fire, going to pop the Appaloosa, chaining the Droplet. Now the reason I chained it was because I wasn't sure how this card works. It says each time a spell is activated, place 2 spell counters when that spell resolves, so I wasn't sure if it would not see it if they're both in the same chain. You never know. It looks like it does see it though. So opponent has monster negates. We're going to bait the negate, discarding with the Huggin. It is a once per turn effect, so opponent, no matter how many spell counters they have, they only have 1 negate. They're going to negate the Huggin, but we still got Runick Tip to search the field spell. Huggin going to activate. Return itself to the extra deck. Well, let's get the field spell, but opponent has an Ash Blossom. Alright, well, this is going to be challenging here. We do still have our normal summon, so let's get Dispelling. Get the Doggo Boy, special summon, hey Verte. Now Verte, just the recovery machine. This is why I love to run Verte, because you get 2 bodies on field, you can make a Snaky Boy, get a once per turn pop, and we got to be careful about our popping here. Obviously popping the Jackal is priority number 1, and we get 1 pop on the opponent's turn, and I'm going to take a risk here. But taking a look at their extra deck, 6, 6, 4, 5, all these nonsense pendulums in here. If I let them do a pendulum summon, they're going to get their negates back online, and I don't want that. So we're going to stand by phase, pop the Verte, and pop their high level pendulum, because that was the one they searched for with Beyond the Pendulum. So that's the one I think that they don't have very many copies of. Let me know if that's the right move. Opponent activating a Jackal from hand to Pendulum Summon, but 4 and 1 means they can only summon monsters level 2 and 3, and opponent realizing they have no plays with their nonsense pendulums, and they are out of here. Alright, Runick Atlanteans pulling off a clutch victory versus pendulums. Love to see it. Let's go on to the next game. Now, one of the toughest parts about the Atlantean deck is going second. It has a hard time going second because it's really dependent on their normal summon. And one of the great things about Runick's, you saw, all those going second games, you got a great chance. You got great plays going second. Let's give up one of our Ash Blossoms to get the Fountain. No real need to activate the Fountain right now, but we're putting on field anyway. Gonna search for the Minstrel. There we go. Take a peek at our opponent's hand. Opponent is playing Dogmatica Punishment, Welcome Labyrinth. Looks like some sort of Labyrinth Unchained deck. Very cool opponent. Let's get rid of the Unchained for the minute here. Search for a Lapis Dragon. Unfortunately, no way to get the 5 water monsters in the graveyard to do the nice little discard 2 with Moon Glacier. So we're just gonna start Synchro Summoner. Get the Prima Donna here. Search for, or unbanish the card they were going to get it back anyway, to search for a Heavy Infantry. And we're going to do some Synchro plays here. Normal summon Dragoons. In case we don't draw a Runick spell, we'd still have a play. So we're going to draw a card with the Croco Dragon. Very nice. Draw into the Freezing Curses. Just what we wanted. Now we can special summon Runick Fangs. Nice little draw 2. Got some plays for next turn. Let's go into the Verte and make ourselves a DP. Alright, very cool. See if the opponent can get through this. We do have 3 pops because we can discard 2 cards with the Croco Dragon. Discarding a heavy gives us another pop, and we can pop with the DP, so hopefully 3 pops is enough. Opponent, what are you doing here? Send some back row. Popping it with the Unchained. Now I guess their cards like to get popped. Let's Ash Blossom negate the Chamber. Opponent responding with the Unchained Soul, special summoning it when it sees a card discarded, or banished, destroyed, sorry. Ash Blossom Giggle added to the game. Thank you, Konami. They're going to destroy a card on field. Now, it is a, you discard a card, destroy. It's not a targeting effect, so this is going to pop on resolution. So I need to activate my Croco Dragon now, and I'm also just going to activate DP now because, you know, his pop's going to be gone. So I'm chaining the Croco Dragon. Bit risky play because we do lose our heavy, and I accidentally did a bit of a mistake here. I accidentally targeted my DPE with the Croco Dragon. That is a big mistake, but it's okay. They only have 2 cards on field anyway. DP gonna get popped, and his pop is going to activate, pop our Sneck, pop their monster. They're going to pop our Runick Field Spell. We're going to pop their Unchained, and the Arufia is activating. There we go. Popping most of our opponent's field here. They get the Unchained Soul summoned to their field. They're going to steal our boy to make the Soul of Rage. Attack into our Croco Dragon. And are we out? Are we out of this? Did we get beat by Unchained? Because we're in a bit of a win streak here. At this point, I think we got 5 or 6 wins in a row. Let's special summon. DP back to the field. Get counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we've gone way over the limit here. Moon Glacier not going to get summoned. Opponent activating Dogmatica Punishment. Let's respond with the DPE. Now we are in the end phase of our turn. We can't attack. We have to skip our battle phase. This Unchained Soul can steal our monster with a quick effect to special summon an Unchained monster, but it can only do it during our main phase. So we had to hold the DPE negate or DP pop and only activate it either during standby or end phase. So opponent chaining. Again, their Welcome Labyrinth. DP very politely lets us choose our targets on resolution of his effect, so we're going to pop this lovely lady. Thank you, opponent. Dogmatic Punishment has no targets, so it doesn't get to send a monster to the graveyard from the extra deck. Opponent just down to this Unchained Soul of Rage. DP back on field. They can't activate this effect during their turn, so let's get popping. Pop that face-up monster. it is going to add a card back to their hand. Alright, it's quite the duel. We are grinding. DPE showing off his power. Why are people not playing DP is the lesson of this video. Alright, Dispelling. Gonna mean we can get back the field spell. We're one runic spell short though. Let's summon the Denier. Get in with DPE. Pop that black backjack. Attack our opponent. Opponent's setting a ghastly trap. Alright. Well, we gotta be careful with DP. If you control a fiend monster, target a card on the field, destroy it, then send a fiend monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, so they cannot activate this right now. So not really a reason to not pop this. We should have popped this. Although I guess it would summon their monster from hand, so that is a reason to not pop. Opponent needs to draw a fiend monster to activate this trap. Opponent setting more back row. We're still not popping. We don't really have them get their summon. Let's activate the Dispelling. And why didn't I summon a Huggin? Probably could have summoned Huggin, but I do want that field spell. So we only run one copy of the field spell, meaning if we want it, we're gonna have to get the Doggo Boy. So Huggin would have let us make a nice little level 10 synchro with Yamato Orochi. We are playing as a little fun up one of. You can use him as a level 1 though. Let's make Herald of the Arclight. Now all the monsters sent from our opponent's main deck or hand to the graveyard are banished instead. So that's pretty sweet. Does mean their trap is pretty dead and opponent is out of here. They have seen enough. Herald of the Arclight giving us a negate is the end of them. Alright, very sweet. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, we are on game number 8. 7 wins so far. Are we going to get an 8-win streak? Well, if you see the title of this video, you might already know the answer. Let's activate. Banish that chamber from their hand, get a Deep Sea Diva, get Diva in. We already know it's safe. Seen opponent's hand. Prince gonna give us a heavy infantry in hand. Search for the Moulin Glacia. Let's start Runicking. We're gonna make our opponent discard 2 cards by carefully counting the number of waters in our graveyard. Discard the heavy, giving us 4 waters in graveyard. Activate the fountain. Special summon the Herald of the Arclight. Special summon Moulin Glacia. Discard 2 cards, opponent. And their monsters are getting banished. And let's see, we made them discard the Unchained Twins and the Prison. They got 2 cards left in hand. We got a negate. We're going to make a DPE, and opponent not happy. They are done. They are out of here. Alright. There you go. Well, you know what? Let's see if we can make this a 9-win streak. Let's go. 9-win streak would be pretty sweet. Got a pretty great hand here, although we do like to have 2 Runick spells in hand. Runick tip, not going to complain. Let's start with heavy infantry, and opponent has a Maxi. Why is this not banned, Konami? Why is Toad banned and Maxi not banned? Answer me this question. Well, we are going to chain, special summon the Huggin. We don't have much choice here. We're going to just make a DP and pretty much pass. We can at least search for the field spell. We can at least normal summon our Prince here. Prince gonna let us, there we go, get a heavy in hand and a Diva for next turn. So we'll have a play next turn, but we have to give our opponent 2 cards because of Maxi. So opponent just got a Pot of Greed that also ended our turn. Stopped us from doing 6 synchro plays. So we'll just have to hope. Just have to hope that this is enough to get us our 9th win. Opponent up to 6 cards though. Let's see what they can do. Opponent activating Cyber Emergency. They are playing Cyber Dragons. And let me know if I made a mistake. I see their Cyber Dragon here, and I gotta get popping, because if I don't pop it, they get to steal my monster, do a synchro play. So, or do a, not a synchro play, a fusion play. They get to steal our extra zone monster to do a fusion summon. So we're gonna pop their Cyber Dragon Core. Hope for the best here. Opponent summoning a cybernetic, or adding a cybernetic overflow to hand. Special summoning Therion King Regulus. Very cool, new machine support. And special summoning a level 5 Galaxy Soldier. Gonna let them do a rank 5 XZ play. I used to play Cyber Dragons back when MasterDuel came out. Kind of a fun deck. Opponent going into the Cyber Dragon Nova. No Cyber Dragons in the graveyard that they can summon, so they're going into an Infinity. Infinity gonna let them steal an attack position monster. Also has an Omni Negate once per turn, so they got effect negate and got effect negate. Opponent stealing our Prince. Not lethal though. Opponent going into Overload Fusion, giving up their negates. Giving up their negates to summon a Rampage Dragon, and opponent knows they got lethal here. They are sending 2 Cyber Dragons to the graveyard. Gonna let them attack twice with the Chimera Tech. We summoned this in defense position. If it was an attack, it would have got stolen. Not enough to stop the triple attack from the Rampage Dragon, and we are dead. Let me know, did I make a mistake? Or did Maxi win them the game? But either way, our win streak's over. Not going to complain about an 8-win streak though. Let's go show you my proof here. Alright, here you go. Here is my match history. We got the one loss. We got the one loss to our Cyber Dragon friend here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins in a row. Very sweet. And you know what? I had a lot of fun playing Mermails. And you don't have to give up on the Atlantean Mermail Dream. You know? You just gotta be flexible. You gotta play some new cards. Alright, let's show you the deck list. Here is the full deck list that I was playing today. We got triple Neptibus. We got a single Yamato Orochi. Very fun card, letting us do level 10 synchros using level 2 monsters. You'll probably be seeing more of this card once Sprite comes out. This is a key card for Sprite. You know, just turning 1 level 2 and, you know, this card into a level 10 synchro is gonna be pretty sweet. We got triple Deep Sea Diva, another card you might see more of while Sprite's out. Level 2 is going to be a lot more common, similar to the Heavy Infantry level 2, giving you extra normal summon of the Sea Serpent. All great cards for Sprite, keep it in mind. Triple Ash Blossom, Deep Sea Minstrel to take a peek at the opponent's hand. We got the Denier package, triple Dragoons, a Lapis Dragon, Dasher, Milling Glacia, Fusion Destiny, single Runick Fountain, 2 Call by the Grave, and for Runicks we got triple Tip, double Flashing Fire, triple Destruction, triple Freezing Curses, a Slumber, a Smiting Storm, a Golden Droplet, and the Dispelling in the extra deck. We got 2 Huggins, we got a Moonin, we got a Gary, we got a second Gary, we got a DPE, we got Tatsunoko. Did not use Tatsunoko very much. Probably cuttable. If you think about making this deck, maybe Tatsunoko is a card you could cut, play something different. We got Herald of the Arclight, Deep Sea Prima Donna, Adamantipator Risen Dragite, Karaka Dragon, Miranda Fleur, Sword Soul, Supreme Sovereign. Abyss Dweller is here so that if you summon a Dragoons and have a single runic spell, you can make a rank 4, activate Abyss Dweller, detach, get yourself a search with the Dragoons. So that's why that's here. If there's a better rank 4 for this slot, let me know. And we got the Verte. Alright, so sweet deck. And we'll be seeing if this is good. Once Sprites come out, we'll definitely be testing versions of Atlanteans with Sprites, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. Stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, you'll see that later this week. And if you're looking to play the Runick Sprites, which is probably going to be the best version of Sprites, make sure to get the Sprite or the Runick cards from the store, because I believe today, when this video is airing, is the last day you can do that. They'll be leaving the store and replaced with Sprites. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video and have a good night. See you next time.